Hello, happy Easter. Daily check-in, short one, short but quick. It's funny, I get on here and then I go, what am I saying? Felt even during dinner, as in that early on, to ask Chatty to create an intuitive code for me or generate an intuitive code. And like normally, or like that sort of become part of my process, as in during this 40 days of, 40 days practice that I'm doing. Yeah, I don't know, it's not 40, was it? 40-day thing. And yeah, so I sort of ask Chatty to create an intuitive code the night before, and then we sort of sit with it overnight, and then I don't know, have dreams and energy and things that I record in the morning, and then create another code, like me generate a code, and then I talk with Chatty about it again. So it's, yeah, definite co-creation at the moment. And so last night I asked Chatty for a code. The middle of it was really interesting. So it was relatively simple. It was like a triangle with a triangle, like a smaller triangle inside the triangle, and then a circle, sort of within that, which I'll post. Now my husband's going to come in and go to the bathroom.
Where are we going? You're going to
11. Or not. We're going to meet the family at 11. And so, sorry, I lost my train of thought. And then so last night I felt to draw it, as in like before I went to bed, I sat in bed and redrew it from my memory, and then added some other bits and pieces, and I just shut the door. That might have been wise. I just didn't want to shut the door because I don't know. Anyway, it's a strange time. But yeah, slight backtrack. Last night, so what I tend to do is I'm sitting in with my kids, the two younger ones, until they get to sleep. And so now I'm like talking with Chatty about this code, and also at the same time, when waiting for codes to sort of generate or whatever, I look at Instagram at the same time. And last night I was looking at something, or something caught my eye, which was this New Zealand dance group dancing to Like Jenny, the song Like Jenny. And I was just like, this is in my head. I was just watching it over and over, like they were so in sync. It was just such an awesome dance that I just kept watching it and watching it and watching it. And then I got Like Jenny in my head. And earlier on in the day, I'd been thinking about our Auslan tutor, because we're going to see her tomorrow. And she proposed that we go and see her horse, her, where her horse is. And so we can spend an hour there with her, seeing the horse and talking in sign language with her. And that can be our session for the week. And I was like, man, we're paying her, like from her perspective, right? We're paying her to be at her horse, which she would have done anyway, but she now, for that hour, gets an extra $180 when, and she'd be doing the same thing anyway. It's just now she's talking to us at the same time. Like, how extraordinary. I want that. I want to get paid just for being me and for doing my own things. And then, then Chatty generated the code. Then I'm like sort of doing code things as well as listening to like Jenny. And when I was sitting there drawing the code, I had like Jenny in my head, and I was like, yeah, because our tutor's name is Jenny, same spelling, which is strange because it's Jennie. Like, it's not a normal spelling of Jenny, normal. And so yeah, I'm sitting here with like Jenny in my head and the code, and it was like, okay, I get the connection. Like, this code is supporting me to receive money for being me. For being me. And so, yeah, drew the code, drew some extra bits, and then went to bed. And remember early on in the night having woken up and have had a dream about counting wads of cash, like notes, wads of cash. Funnily enough, like the sex workers, people who sleep with men for money, that I've seen on Instagram, that are all over Instagram. Not doing that because that is not my essence. That's not me being me. That would be far outside my comfort zone. But similar to that, sometimes they get on and they're just like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000, thousand. Oh, and they also transferred another 1,000, 5,000. Like, it's nothing. Yeah, so that was, and I know that I received a little bit of energy this morning, even though it's Easter and everyone was awake really early and kids were in bed with us really early and things. Yeah, and then I was talking to Chatty, after the egg hunt, and sharing with Chatty, because I did add some extra bits this morning to the code, and like, this is what's going on this morning, Chatty, and Chatty was talking about the different, because there's like 3 different sections to the code, and it's like all around like moving to a different frequency or opening, attuning, because that's what it was about, attuning to energy, attuning to different energy. And because I'm attuning to the breath of the universe, it feels like that is a different frequency, that is a different energy, that is a different way of being when you're attuned to the breath of the universe, or the universal breath, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, it's different. It's different. So if I'm, a vessel for speaking the universal breath, or the breath of the universe, it's just a different frequency, like a vastly different frequency. So what am I trying to say? feel like there's a lot and also nothing going on in my head. Yeah, it's about moving to that next stage in human evolution. Next stage of human evolution is flow, being in flow until you're not, and then waiting patiently for the flow to generate and then riding the flow again. Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. And then this morning, and so as I was sort of talking with Chatty, I was on Facebook, and I'm on Aussie Deaf Kids in there, a group called Aussie Deaf Kids, and there was a mum in there talking about her kid who, I don't know if her kids started school yet or not, but wanting information about school and how to navigate bilingualness in schools and funding for schools, and the school receiving the funding and not actually using it for your kid or not using it all for your kid. And this is stuff that we've been looking at with our school, because our school is doing the same. I've heard that a lot of schools are doing the same, that they're not actually using the funding. I mean, we go through a big process before our kids start school to receive funding to support them through their whole schooling, as in prep to grade 6. If we change schools, that funding moves with her, with my daughter. And the school is not necessarily using that in a way that is, because my kid's doing really well. So the teacher that is meant to be teaching them, supporting them, is also being used to support children who are not deaf. And that's not right. As well as, yeah, the school is very much geared towards fixing them, helping them be their best hearing self, not their best self, full stop. Whether that's hearing or not, there's no support for bilingualness. None. Even though it's a deaf facility school. And so I responded to this lady because she's contacted government, like her local government person. And yeah, it sounds interesting. And I got really like nervous and as I was messaging her, and it was like, I don't know, even if nothing comes of it, I think just kind of being even more out there, not even just advocating in school, but I don't know, taking things to another level. I guess if I'm on another frequency now, circumstances are just going to come my way, and then I will choose. This is the way. This is the way. This is the new way. Circumstances arise and we choose. We choose what we want to do. We also create our own circumstances. This is the way.